It is, let's see here, 6 a.m. Woo! And let's see, August, September, October, November, December. That's how long it took to get our permit approved in Fountain Valley. But we got it done. We are ready to start demo today at the building that I've been staring at for months now. I guess really the first time I walked into this building was about a year ago. So it took a year to get in here. So we're here at 6 a.m. was when the demo crew was supposed to meet me here on site Monday morning, bright and early, and they sent a text saying they're going to be 7. So hey, let me show you what we're doing today. We're able to get started. I have more of a complete picture of how this building is going to look within the next. I mean, we have to open. We really have to open by March 1st. February 1st would be great, but it is December 8th. It's December 8th. But let me tell you what we're doing today. Part of the journey. What the heck? I didn't know if this was going to be exciting or not. This is the 5th time building a store, the 3rd time building the Fountain Valley store. But and you know, it's like, how many times is it exciting to do the same thing over and over again? This is a little bit different. One of the things that you may not be able to tell is easily. Let me flip this around. In this building, if you compare to our other buildings, it is an 11-foot 8-inch ceiling, 11-foot, 11.9, where most of our ceilings are like 8 to 9 feet. So, or I guess maybe even 10 feet. So we have some more vertical space, but we're actually replacing all of these ceiling tiles. So today I'm going to be working on pulling down ceiling tiles because our demo crew is going to take that material. They're going to help me pull some of that down too, I imagine. And then we also have flooring that's going to come up. So we've got, this was a chase bank. So we've got all sorts of, we've got tile, we've got like 3 or 4 different types of carpet throughout the unit, but we're converting everything into polished concrete. So today is demo. This aluminum framing is all coming out, the aluminum and glass there. And eventually this wall is going. So that was something that's all to code and to plan and everything. But I'm gonna be up on our rolling ladder here, pulling down some tile. How excited am I to do demo? Let's see. It's not quite rage room level of excitement, but you know, it's pretty good. I've been staring at this room. Everyone's like, oh, let me see the new building. I wanna see how it's coming along. I'm like, well, you can either watch the video I posted 6 months ago and just imagine that that's today, or I'll go show you the same exact building with maybe a couple paint splashes on the wall over here, but it's been pretty much the same thing. So today it'll actually look different when I leave. So that's kind of cool. Got to check out the battle plans over here. Okay, we're, let's see, 11 o'clock, so 7 to 11. Let's take a look at progress so far. We got a bunch of tiles down. The demo guys not only took out a huge chunk of the floor, but also the second crew took out the aluminum panels, which are all over here. So glass and aluminum. And there's still quite a bit of like ceiling tile work to do but I'd say it's probably 50% done. But it's really nice to see the front over here without the glass walls. So coming in the front door, nice and big open space. End of day one, and just gonna do a little catch up, a little monologue, a little soapbox to bring you up to speed. For those of you that don't know who I am, my name's Travis. I own and operate Kingslayer Games in Southern California. We have 3 locations, and we've been doing this for 10 years. A multi-location trading card game retail business is basically what we are, if I have to explain it to someone that may not understand our industry very well. And this we did some work today and had a crew here doing demo to prep. This building and this project is a year in the making since we first became interested in this property and then went through negotiations to get our lease signed and all that kind of stuff. So we've been in Fountain Valley for 10 years, so we're very familiar with this area. But yeah, this is part of the reason why I like making content for our channel about Kingslayer is I love entrepreneurship, I love business, and there's something unique to every story, to every game store, and we're unique in our ways too. But I think part of the special sauce that is unique that jumps off the page is the fact that we're a multi-location retail store with a very high emphasis on trading card games, like all the good ones. And so for those of you that are like, oh, what does running a game store look like? Or you might learn a little bit about if you're thinking about getting into the industry. Our community tells me that they enjoy these videos. My staff tells me they enjoy the videos just because they can see what is going on behind the scenes when not at the counter where they're at. And so yeah, that's kind of why we do it. That's why I've been making content for Kingslayer. So I also have not posted since June. So that's another part. I was streaming for about a year and a half weekly for Lorcana and a number of the other games on our Twitch channel. And I've gone kind of content dark since June. And nothing really dramatic or any major reason other than life and busy, being busy and all that kind of stuff. And the summers are busy with my kids being off. But hey, we're in December now. So hey, Travis, why have you been streaming since June? But also my kids are older and more, school's been more involved and demanding in ways. So I've been more kind of spending time with, more kid stuff in the evenings instead of streaming and doing some of the content stuff. And I've been waiting for this building to be ready. So a lot of my time has been split between planning for this build. This is a 5,400 square foot space, and all of our stores up till this point, this is the 5th time I've built a store. And up to this point, they've all been under 1,500 square feet. So this project is much more expensive, has way more moving parts, contractors, city permits, stuff that I've never dealt with to this degree before. So it's taken more time and more out of me to be, more present for this part of the business, and then also more present at home with family and stuff. So, but here we are. I've been waiting. So we signed the lease in August. I posted, I guess I posted a video, June, July, August. Maybe I posted a video right around, no, I posted a video like a couple months before we signed the lease because I knew we were getting the lease in June, and then we delayed signing it till August. So I haven't made it like an update or really felt compelled to make an update because there wasn't much to update. It was basically just negotiations with landlord and city for 6 months. So doing an update about that felt really boring to say, yeah, here's the back and forth. And the industry's been so busy, and we've hired so many folks, and we've been doing a lot of internal promotion and development of some of the systems behind the scenes that makes the customer experience better. But none of it to me felt like a great story to tell. Now our story is changing. Now we're ready to start this next chapter and open on either February 1st or March 1st is the goal. And that's going to be different. We have the occupancy for 140 players. Probably will realistically be around 100 players, and then 40, the 40 remaining occupancy will be for staff and for retail shopping. But between Warhammer and D&D and potentially live content, it's going to be really special for the Fountain Valley community and for the players in our store. Our Fountain Valley store doesn't have doesn't have great air conditioning right now. It doesn't really have any, honestly. There's a little bit of if you sit in one spot, there's air conditioning at Fountain Valley currently. So here, there's 4 AC units on this building, so it's going to be pumping. It's going to be expensive, but it's going to be very cold in here in the hot summers, and comfortable. There's food options really close by, but really, I think I'm just excited to see the building full and people playing tons of different games and just enjoying that community time with their friends and family, and that's the part that, like, it's the secret sauce. The reason why I know there's demand for this hobby in this industry is because people really want to play games in person. And when we first discovered that, and when I first realized how important that was, and how special that was, and how unique it was, especially for our area, then I knew, okay, this is compelling. Like, and that's why I encourage other people to start game stores across the U.S. and across the world. And I've done consultation, kind of free consulting for game stores from Germany to South Africa to the East, a lot of places in the U.S. And I just really try to encourage people that if they have a heart for entrepreneurship and love building communities and want to make a living doing that, I think there's I don't know if you can ever have enough game stores, because we all 3 of our stores routinely hit capacity, and there's a lot of stores in Southern California, and I think it's I think it can work out for a lot of folks. So anyways, that's kind of our update. We've got I could do a little bit of a show and tell of what's behind me. I did a little bit of footage earlier today that I'll sprinkle in here. But basically, most of the floor got ripped out, carpet. Some of the tile still has to go. Almost all the ceiling tile is out. There's a few more tiles that have to come down, but good progress for the first day. There was a big glass kind of cage around this area, so now when you walk into the building, it feels much more open. Still a lot of work to do, more demo to do, but my role in terms of contributing to the demo probably stops this week. So I helped pull down the ceiling tiles, but I really don't have the intention I don't really need to be as crazy hands-on for this build as I have been in years past. For our Lake Forest build, I did a lot, or most of that myself, and that now I don't really need to. I have a really great contractor and a good team, folks helping on the construction side. So yeah, all the carpet came out, ceiling tiles mostly up, and yeah, it looks really open. So the ceiling tiles are going to be black. The new ones that we bring in and paint and everything's going to happen. But yeah, we'll be doing some progress updates along the way. But thanks to our community members for supporting Kingslayer and enjoying their hobby at the shops. And we'll see you soon. Ooh.
Look like demo place, huh?
Yeah, still got the stalls in there, yeah. Sweet, looking good, looking good. Nice. I thought I was done, and then I
This floor is gonna come out too, right?
yeah.
Okay.
I thought I was done, and then I looked up there.
Where?
My tiles. I have more.
You still have, okay.
Yeah, I have my ladder. I'll take it down right now.
Where is that? Oh man, you still have.
Yeah, I know. I thought.
You was happy, huh?
I know. I was happy. I was gonna put my feet up. All right, day 2 complete. Making some fast progress here. Looking through our timeline for demo, we're actually going to be done with floor demo and really most of the demolition for the building this week. So first week demo complete will be awesome. What else did we get done? Yeah, the toilets got yanked. The stalls got pulled. The whole place is getting pretty much taken down to the studs, more or less. There's gonna be some more. I guess there is gonna be some demolition that needs to be next week for part of the framing stuff and some inspections and that sort of thing. But yeah, pretty good. I've been helping. We got some lunch for the guys today, so that was nice. But yeah, it's kind of fun doing this. It's been a while. Lake Forest was almost 3 years ago, so getting in here and doing a build, it's been a long time coming. So it feels good to move some dirt around, get the old feet moving, and yeah, it's a different type of work. I've been behind a computer screen for a long time, for the last couple of years, working on scaling Kingslayer, which a lot of that work ends up being computer work, which isn't as exciting. So this one of the guys that was doing the work goes, I don't think he didn't quite understand that I was the business owner for the property, I think, but he goes, oh man, he's like, you like to work, huh? And I was like, well, yeah, I've been, sitting on my ass for the last couple of years, so it's nice to, get into it a little bit. And he's like, most superintendents don't like to do work. They like, sit in their truck all day or something. And I was like, well, to be fair, I am not a superintendent, but I'm more just kind of excited about the project. But it was fun. It's fun playing the role of contractor guy for a few days while we're building this out. So, some more decisions that need to be made. There'll be some paint and tile work probably towards the end of this month, but some plumbing has to get done. Some electrical needs to get done. The final framing, some more inspections. But really looking like February, probably middle February or at worst March 1st for an open date. But a lot got done in 2 days. So in 48 hours, these guys just cranked. And I did some walkthroughs, of the restrooms and stuff. But yeah, I think the looming thing in the back of my mind has been more about like, how are we going to pull this off? Is this really, whenever we take a big risk or take a big swing for whether it's store expansion or new location, it's always like, is this going to work? All indicators point towards this is probably going to work. But our rent right now is under $3,000 a month, and this space specifically is more than that, 5 times more than that. So is that going to work? Everything's more expensive the larger square footage it gets. The cams are more expensive, internet's more expensive, every utility is more expensive, AC, electrical. Our overhead here is going to be over $20,000 a month. And none of our existing buildings have overhead anywhere near that. All of the overhead for the other buildings is under $4,000. So this is 4 times larger. So, but does that mean we're going to have 4 times the revenue? There's a lot of unknowns. So we're in an allocation-based business, so I don't know. It's probably not 4 times, but can the revenue be double what it was at our other space? And I think the answer is yes, but we haven't done it before. So that's part of the exciting part of opening a new or expanding this location is like, we're going to find out the answer to this question. And I don't like sitting on the sidelines and waiting. I like jumping in and making it work. So I'm reading a book right now, a book series, and it's called the Solon Empire series. It's science fiction, not business book or anything, but the first book is called Empire of Silence, and the second one is called Howling Dark. But it's about this. I've been thinking about it a lot while we've been here in the building working on this project. It's this epic sci-fi book. It's about the main character he's retelling, it's a 7-book series, and I'm on book 2, but he's retelling the story of his life. And it's like way future where, humans can live hundreds and thousands of years with modern technology and genetic engineering and And there's also like kind of a cryo freeze as well. So they call it a fugue, the fugue state basically. So you've got characters that can live for hundreds or thousands of years, and also if you can combine that with the fact that they can go on ice for tens of thousands of years, people end up having these insanely long lifespans, and humanity has sprawled over, thousands of planets, and there's, billions of humans that have expanded across the known universe, and then there's an alien species and all this stuff. But all that to say, this is an epic 7-book series of the main character. His name's Hadrian. The main character retelling his failures of his entire life and how he billions lost their lives because of his mistakes. And despite being extremely intelligent and being charismatic and tough and having the empire behind him and all these resources and wealth, and not that any of these things are one-to-one relationship to Kingslayer, but despite having the genetic makeup, the financial support, the empire support, and everything going for him, he still screws it up and billions die. And so I'm thinking of that book a lot because I'm reading it when I go home after, I've been reading it for a while, for a few weeks now. But I'm thinking about this Hadrian, he's pulling it off right now. He's doing a pretty good job in the book right now. He's making it happen. But he's still, you're still kind of waiting for this epic failure to happen. So I'm I can't have this be a one-to-one relationship. But I think we're going to be okay. And this center is going to be awesome. And I can't wait to have loud voices in here playing and screaming and playing all sorts of different events for trading card games primarily. And day 2 is in the books. So hopefully this doesn't end up being a Hadrian Marlowe, kills billions of lives scenario, and instead is more of a success story. But right now, at times, it does feel like the empire is crumbling. It is quite literally crumbling. But we're going to build it up stronger, and it's going to be great. So we'll stay tuned. Tomorrow, a little bit more demo, and run it back. See you tomorrow. All right. So Wednesday, day 3, officially, kind of end of day today. It's quiet in here. The floor demo folks are wrapped. So floor demo, baseboards is done and cleaned up. I'll show you a little more echo in here because all the materials and equipment is mostly out of here. But yeah, this is our wall that's going to be gone. Looks like Friday that wall's coming down. Woo! A lot of work done in the first week. But yeah, all that debris or debris, if you will, has been taken out. So everything's real tidy, and the ceiling tiles and all that junk is gone more or less. These are a couple of our D&D tables that I didn't have room for anywhere else. That's why they're in here. But they're D&D, RPG, wargaming, TCG, what have you. But yeah, and oh yeah, this is my most exciting edition of the day. Coming in hot. Get ready. Look at this. It's 12:33. That is our fiber internet. Yes, fiber internet, 1 gig up, 1 gig down. Woo! That's our streaming lord. The Lord of Kingslayer is really that egg back there. That thing is going to be sweet. So my plan is to build a server rack back here that's going to house our camera systems, our security system. The system we'll use to electrocute James if he does anything crazy. Maybe we'll electrocute a fence around the server and the 1 gig internet. So yeah, this is where, since this was a bank, this is where they had their server stuff set up. They've got a AC unit kind of chilling right there, but the server rack was here. So I think I'm not gonna get as sophisticated of a rack as a bank would use, but I'm going to get a server rack with battery backup. This thing also has 5G redundancy backup. So if the building loses power or internet for any reason, this is going to be plugged into a battery backup, and it has 5G redundancy. So there is 0 downtime unless 5G networks and the internet and the power all go down at once. Then I guess it's probably the end of the world anyways. But that speed for 1 gig up, 1 gig down basically means we can have not only our staff systems online connected to that wirelessly or hardwired, but also we'll have a secondary wireless router for customer use as well. So that is pretty sweet. And we could have hundreds of devices connected to that for how powerful that is. So that's my most exciting news of the day. But yeah, we got everything pretty much handled, and that next wall's coming down. Thursday might be an off day. We might have I'll have a chance to actually edit this stuff and publish it. But yeah, Friday that wall should come down, and for the first week, I think we are flying. And the longest part of this process was probably just the permitting, but pretty awesome. It is 12:30. We started here at 6:30 this morning, and they did an awesome job getting all this material out of the building. So next up, probably Friday, unless something exciting happens tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow is an off day, but stay tuned for the next chapter.